Thank you for joining us here on our first aired episode of Green Time. I am your host, Bianca Ashukyan. Green Time is the television news broadcast show which represents and reflects the goals and efforts of the Green Team Alliance, which was recently named ASIVC's Student Club of the Month. I am the media leader of the Green Team Alliance's Core Team Committee, as well as the founder of our show, Green Time. Green Time is a great media outlet which informs our campus and community about events, projects, and ways that everyone can become involved and build an extensive family with the Green Team Alliance. Along with providing opportunities for environmental sustainability, Green Time allows us to gain experience through working in various positions in the media. Up next, we have Green Time reporter Tanya Asik, who is from the Irvine Valley College campus, asking students' opinions about their efforts towards making the planet a greener place.
Hi, I'm Tanya Asik here, reporting for Green Time. Today we're here at Irvine Valley College's campus to interview students and create awareness of the Green Team Alliance. Hi, what's your name?
Melissa Lucella.
I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions. How do you take part in helping your environment?
Well, at home we recycle bottles and cans.
What more could you do to help your environment in the future?
First, by conserving water, turning off faucets while you're brushing your teeth or showering, and turning off the electrical strips, maybe.
Now that you know a little about the Green Team Alliance, would you like to join?
Actually, yeah, it sounds interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is John.
How do you take part in helping the environment?
Currently I'm not doing anything, but I think I should.
What more would you like to do in helping the environment in the future?
I would like to help by recycling cans and newspapers and plastic bottles to help the environment.
Now that you are aware of the Green Team Alliance, would you like to join?
Of course! It's going to be nice.
Hi, what's your name?
Christopher Torres.
How do you take part in helping the environment?
Right now, like when I'm surfing out on the beach, if I see litter in the water, I'll pick it up and then I'll save it until I go back in so I can throw it away.
What more could you do in helping the environment in the future?
Just making sure I take my part in picking up trash, not polluting, and recycling as much as I can.
Now that you are aware of the Green Team Alliance, would you like to join?
I would love to join and find out more information.
Hi, what's your name?
Christiana DeCou.
How do you take part in helping the environment?
I don't eat meat, so I don't contribute to all the environmental the runoff that affects the environment from the cows. And I reuse water bottles. I recycle anything that can be recyclable. I turn off lights when no one's using them.
What more could you do in the future to help the environment?
Well, next weekend I'm going to Santa Barbara, and there's this creek that runs down to the ocean, and they just had tractors go over and smooth out all the land so that when the rain season comes, all the mud will drain down to the ocean. But right now there's a lot of trash in the creek, so my boyfriend and I are going to go pick up all the trash there so that it won't be swept into the ocean.
Now that you are aware of the Green Team Alliance, would you like to join?
Yeah, I think so. It sounds like a good program, has a good cause.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Sam Shikarchi.
How do you take part in helping the environment?
Well, what most people don't know is when you recycle, you can actually make a little profit off of it. So it's basically killing, two birds with one stone.
What more would you do in helping the environment in the future?
Probably go to the beach, do a little beach cleanups. I'm even thinking about becoming a vegan.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll consider that definitely.
Okay. Now that you are aware of the Green Team Alliance, would you like to join?
Oh, absolutely. It sounds like an awesome program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, what's your name?
Natasha Abraham.
Today I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Have you heard of the Green Team Alliance?
Yes, I have. Today I heard that you are actually working to inform the kids over at the daycare center that you're going to save bottles and, you know, how they conserve energy and what happens to the planet when we use energy.
How do you take part in helping your environment?
I actually save cans and bottles, and I give them away to waste management along with bits of plastic.
What would you like to do in the future to help the environment?
I'd like to know more about your organization, and I would also like to, in the future, I'd like to go back to Ghana and help to plant trees and also try and form national parks through fundraising events. That's what I could see myself doing in the future.
Mm-hmm. Now that you are aware of the Green Team Alliance, would you like to join?
Yes, I'd like to join.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Tanya, for that report. Up next, the Green Team Alliance's president, Eric Nolan, will be informing us about the Alliance's activities, projects, and its goals.
Hi, my name is Eric Nolan. I'm the president of the Green Team Alliance here at Irvine Valley College, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the philosophy behind what we do and what we have going on. Basically, what we're doing on campus is working with students, faculty, administration, staff, and the community to help better ourselves in our awareness and our activities in the area of environmentalism. Basically, environmentalism isn't something that we look at to simply recycle, but a way of educating people of what's going on a global, regional, and local level. These are things that we've recognized need addressing. These are concerns that legitimately we should all have. Beyond the problems, there are solutions, and the way to get to the solutions is to, one, have a better understanding of the problem that we have, and also to look at it realistically and practically of the small things that we can do to help address the bigger problems and eventually get to a point of solution for the bigger problems. Some of the examples that we have are some of the projects that we're working on. We have a Take a Ride With Us tours where we take students out into the community so they can see what sort of operations and companies and practices are out there in the way of green technologies and jobs. We have a recycling program and initiative that we're currently working on of ways that we can better handle those materials here on our campus. We have composting workshops where community members are coming down to our college to teach and educate all sorts, students, community members, everyone, of the benefits to composting. We have child development programs where we're working with youth and teaching them about the importance of reducing, reusing, and recycling. We have our green purchasing for our college where we're introducing new products that are more environmentally consciously made, I should say, for our faculty and administration as well as students. We have a speaker series where we're allowing students to go out and conduct presentations to educate others. We have faculty that are doing the same, as well as community members that are coming into our institution to help enlighten others of what's going on in the world. We have a documentary series where we're taking the research that's been done on a global level and sharing that with the rest of our community here. And also the show that you're watching, GreenTime. These are different avenues that we're exploring of ways that we can communicate and educate the message of why it's so important that we pay attention to these things. Why is it such a big deal? Why is it something that's showing up in the news? Why is it something that the current administration has to focus on? Why is it a global issue? These are all things that we are consciously aware of, but it's something that is beyond us. It's something that we share for everyone to partake in. So if you ever have any questions, if you ever have any part of motivation within yourself to get involved and get engaged, contact us. Let us know of a way that we can provide our resources to help you, one, learn the message, and two, continue the message to others. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Eric, for informing us of the Green Team Alliance's mission statement. Up next, I am interviewing Dr. Rockmore, president of Irvine Valley College, on his views of making our campus a more sustainable place. Following my interview with President Rockmore is an interview with Dr. David Gatewood, Dean of Career Technical Education and Workforce Development. We are here with Dr. Glenn Rockmore, the president of Irvine Valley College. Thank you so much for being with us on Green Time, President Rockmore.
Well, thank you very much, Bianca. It's a pleasure being here.
I would also like to thank the Environmental Sustainability Task Force for always being so supportive of the Green Team Alliance.
It's wonderful.
President Rockmore, in 2005, Irvine Valley College completed the installation of solar panels on the rooftop of the Hart Gymnasium. Would you please tell us more about that?
Well, yes, I'd love to. Actually, that was part of a larger energy project. We had Chevron Energy Systems came to the campus, and they did what's called an energy audit. They took a look at our lighting, the way that we're generating air conditioning, the HVAC systems and all of that, and made recommendations about how we can actually save on energy and using natural resources. A part of that, actually I'm proud to say, was the solar panels, and it was something that I was personally pushing to have included in this process. But before we get there, some of the things that were done that you may not notice so much is that we replaced all of the HVAC systems on all the buildings with a higher efficiency type unit, which saves on energy. And then also all of the lighting, even the lighting in this room here, was replaced with a lower energy bulb. And in fact, in this building, there are skylights that were put in. And so that when the sun is bright enough, then the lights on the inside of the buildings actually turn off. And so we had some savings there as well. We put in some what's called microturbines, and the microturbines generate electricity. They're more efficient than the big boilers are. So we actually put electricity back into the grid. But then again, the one that I'm most proud of is the solar panels. We were able to get those on the roof of the gymnasium, which wasn't a simple task either, because the original plan was to drill about 6,000 holes in the roof of the gymnasium. And they said it would be guaranteed for 3 to 6 years, and I thought, no, that isn't going to work. Actually, we had to engineer some clips that would go on the roof without penetrating. And they did that, and they got them approved. In fact, they have a patent on it. So fortunately, we have a number of other roof surfaces around the campus that are exactly the same. So we could put panels on top of the library. We're looking at putting panels on top of the new business building. And I just talked to our facilities manager yesterday about putting solar panels in as car top covers in one of our parking lots. So we plan to continue that effort.
I hear there will be a lecture series at Irvine Valley College. What is this lecture series about?
Well, I believe this is student driven. And so our IVC Green Team probably has a better idea, but I've heard a few things about it. And it's on topics that are very educational, how to do composting, how to save energy, and various kinds of sustainability topics. And really drawing from experts around the country to come to the campus and be a part of it for us. So I very much look forward to it.
What are some other projects that are taking place here at Irvine Valley College?
I'm glad you asked that. We are doing a number of things, mainly within the industrial environment. So we are looking into things like cleaners and cleansers and things like that, and how to purchase more sustainable products, environmentally sensitive products. And we're in the middle of doing that. We are looking at any of the new carpeting projects being a corn-based recyclable carpet. And we're also, as part of the Green Team, working with the cafeteria to hopefully get them to convert to corn-based utensils and packaging materials as well. So one additional thing, in fact, we're looking at what will be called the IVC Arboretum. And so as we're expanding new vegetated areas, trees get old and need to be removed at times, that we will come in and replace them with indigenous plants, so that it will be easier on the water resources, and actually give the community a place to come and see how they can plant the same kind of plants at their home and find that it's attractive and something that they can do and not be afraid of.
That's great. And also, we do use gray water here at
Yes,
Irvine
we do,
Valley
Samantha.
College, right?
Yes, we do.
Mentioning water.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes. Mhm.
Also, as you know, the Green Team Alliance has been taking many tours, such as to the Irvine Ranch Water District and to LEED certified buildings, and also solar tours, and they have many more tours coming up.
Mhm.
What is your opinion of this student initiative in terms of environmental sustainability and education?
Well, I think it's extremely important to take a look by example what others are doing. It was last year that we took a group to Ohlone College's Newark Center. And this is a 300,000 square foot building that's completely platinum certified. And so not only solar panels, but special types of energy systems within it. All of the products, most of the products, fully recyclable, including student desks and chairs. So they really did quite a lot. So I think it's important to go out and see what's happening out in these industries, bring those ideas back to this campus, allow us to try it out and perhaps teach those technologies.
You speak of bringing other ideas from other industries onto our campus. Irvine Valley College has gone so far in terms of sustainability. How do you think we can take our message and spread it out to the wider Orange County community?
That's a very good question. I think, again, we have a lot more to do. But when we finally get to a point where we are a good example, where the community can come here, they can walk through our buildings, they can see our landscaping, they can take a look at some of our energy systems, we will advertise that, and we will invite them to come and take a look. We'll be, it used to be called a demonstration project. We will be an example that the community can come and look at. And but I would like the Arboretum to be a place where families will come on the weekends, just as they would to a park.
President Rockmore, I'd like to say it's wonderful how sustainable Irvine Valley College is and how far we're moving with the Irvine Valley College Green Team Alliance and with the ESTF and many other organizations contributing to our sustainability here on campus. Thank you so much for being here on Green Time today. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
And I hope to see you back soon.
I do too.
Thank you. We are here with Dr. David Gatewood, Irvine Valley College's Dean of Career Technical Education. Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Gatewood.
My pleasure, Bianca. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on Green Time. Dr. Gatewood, being that you are on Irvine Valley College's Environmental Sustainability Task Force, I'd like to know how you feel in terms of how Irvine Valley College is conducting sustainability on our campus.
Well, Bianca, first let me say thank you for inviting me to be part of your first green program. This is great. As a student program, I think it's wonderful that you're doing this. Let me also say that the Environmental Sustainability Task Force grew out of really student interest, and a lot of people don't know that. When I came to Irvine Valley College a year ago, there wasn't an environmental sustainability group or committee or task force in the governance system. And the students were doing some wonderful things, and some classified staff were doing wonderful things, and some faculty and some physical plant people all over campus were doing things, but no one really knew what the others were doing. And so there were lots of great ideas and great things happening, like the things and the ideas that you're working on. And we didn't have any way to kind of bring those ideas forward with the campus. And so I proposed to the president, Dr. Rockmore, that we create an environmental sustainability task force, or a green committee, whose role was to help coordinate all these wonderful things going on around Irvine Valley College. And so that's how I originally got involved, and I volunteered to help set that up and take it through the approval process with the college's governance system so that it could become an officially recognized task force that participates in the school's decision making. So that's how I got involved originally, and it was a very exciting opportunity, and it continues to be.
At Irvine Valley College, we're educating students and the community about environmental sustainability.
Well, there's a lot to be done. Now, certainly with national initiatives and lots of work federally and statewide to look at how to green things up with cost of gasoline and fuels and water shortages and pollution, There's a lot of work going on, not just locally in Orange County or in the state of California or even in the U.S. I mean, globally, all of our awarenesses have become heightened with the need to address environmental issues. And it means lots of different things for people. It can mean, it's not just one or the other. It's everything from recycling to environmental warming to resource use and resource reuse. On campus, we have a couple of classes that have been working with that, with environmental issues. And we do have an economics course and a couple of other classes, a few in biology and a few in geology that deal with environmental sustainability. We have a great course taught by Amy Stinson, Professor Stinson, on working with water pollution and water systems, which is also exciting. But we don't have an environmental focus to any of our academic programs. We just have courses here and there. So there's a lot we could do in that area. I do know that the physical plant has some great initiatives going. They're working on purchasing environmentally friendly chemicals and supplies in the custodial branch of what they do. They're looking at more efficient and more effective ways of dealing with the way that we mow or take care of our work. The trimmings and the groundskeeping. I know that we use recycled water or gray water in terms of watering our property where we need water. So there's some good things going on there. And then I know the students are working on some wonderful projects independently, including trying to set up tours and field trips around going to see waste management sites and recycling centers and watersheds, that looking at how we're dealing with various water issues. So that's exciting. And then there are also some administrators and classified people who are just concerned about the fact that we still serve food and drinks in styrofoam containers and would like to see that changed. So there's lots of little wonderful pockets going on around campus with a wide variety of groups and people. The mission of the college is focused on not only the benefit and the strengthening of our students through learning mechanisms, so there's our faculty-student relationship. We also feel committed to kind of walk our talk. So part of it is about how we treat our own campus, which has to do with recycling cans, working with paper products, or how we deal with our waste management. So there's a campus stewardship component. There's this teaching component, this educational component, and then the third component that I like to focus on is the one that you're identifying, and that is how do we take our message and spread that out to our greater Irvine Valley College or South Orange County community. And right now, what we're doing is we're partnering or setting up partnerships with various not-for-profits and municipal governments to talk about how we can be good stewards and good educators. We're trying to set up a lecture series, and we'll be setting up a lecture series that will be open to the public to talk about various environmental issues. We're working on composting campaigns that are not only teaching tools to talk about the process of composting biologically and in terms of all the different sciences, but also as a process that helps us be a better caretaker of our own campus. And how can we share this with our community? So the community relationship right now is primarily with not-for-profit organizations that are working all the way from the mountains down to the Back Bay, all of that, all that whole range there, and then working with our neighbors and our waste management people and our county and our cities. So there's a lot of partnering in the process of being developed, and the Environmental Sustainability Task Force is kind of in the middle of that, helping to connect these relationships so that people don't waste time and that they find those synergies, those advantages of cooperating with others. At this point in time, we're not doing a lot in terms of a district-wide vision. The reason, because Irvine Valley College is one of 2 colleges in South Orange County Community College District and one of 3 sites if you include the Advanced Technology Education Park up at the Tustin base, which is our 3rd site. But our work right now is to get our own house in order. Irvine Valley College and our general community, that's where we're focusing our time and our efforts, with the hope that we can engage students, faculty, staff at Saddleback and other neighboring colleges too. A number of our neighboring colleges have a lot of wonderful green activity already going on.
Referring to getting our own house in order, I hear that we're having recycle bins in some of the classrooms. Now, is this in some of the classrooms or all of them?
It's, as far as I know, it's in the design and development stage. There conversations are going on about how we're going to do that. I think it's a great idea. We've had recycling efforts in the past that have been outdoors, and that's caused some problems in terms of how we maintain those outdoor recycling bins and receptacles. But one of the ideas the students came up with was to put that recycling into the classrooms and actually have students make a decision as they walk in and out of the classroom, where do I put my paper, where do I put my can, where do I put my banana peel?
Yes.
And to make all that work, I think, is currently in discussion. I think it's a great idea. So that's just one project that we're working on that's student-driven, has to cooperate with the physical plant, needs the blessing of faculty and others. But it's going to focus specifically right now on recycling in the classroom environment. Yeah.
Are you looking at any terms of composting in the future for Irvine Valley College?
The composting, we are, and it's interesting. The conversation going on with composting. One of the, and I don't know all the data, and we have people on the Environmental Sustainability Task Force who really know this data really well, like Dr. Bill Rowley. But we know that a lot of our garbage at our homes and our apartments and our residencies, we're separating, or it can be separated, paper, cans, and things. But what we throw away is a lot of compostables, orange peels, banana peels, egg shells, coffee grounds. And those things can actually be turned into, recycled, and go back into the earth and replenish the earth. What we're working on is a campaign right now to help make that, the composting bins and education that goes with that, available to not only the campus but the community at large. We're also working on a program that's going to involve composting here for our students. Dr. Kaufman, Jeff Kaufman, is working on a project there, and we'll be working with Anthony Rogers, I hope, in the physical plant to actually do some composting here on campus and maybe involve the cafeteria and other people, in terms of just starting a conscientiousness about composting our carbon-based waste. Yeah, very exciting.
I heard that Irvine Valley College will be also working with the Child Development Center to teach the children lesson plans on how to compost and recycle and also be sustainable. Now, do you think that's something that could work in some kind of course that we could later have at Irvine Valley College?
I'm not sure how it might fit into a course, but I like the idea, and I know that we're exploring doing these wonderful lessons on environmental sustainability or being green or recycling, these lessons that we're having students work on with the Childhood Development Center. The neat thing about that project is it could be part of a geology class or a biology class or a chemistry class, and it could be part of a business class. I mean, where a student would do this, prepare this project, and then deliver it to our very own center. That would be a very exciting thing. In fact, we're looking at some grants right now to help make that possible and support purchasing. What the vision is that we have these Tupperware tubs, these bins that are filled with wonderful, toys and models and books and supplies so children can experience the, recycling and the purpose of recycling in those lessons firsthand and, and tactily, so they can actually, feel it and touch it and smell it and talk about it. So that's a pretty exciting project, and if that works really well, I'm hoping that we can then take it out to our partnering school districts, so that we work with the Irvine Unified School District or the Tustin Unified or the Saddleback Valley and take these programs out into middle schools and grade schools, perhaps high schools, and have these lessons that we collaborate on, where our students get experience in going out and sharing this information, their research, and they also get experience working in front of classes of students. So it's got lots of really wonderful potential, and we are exploring that. I think it's one of our better ideas.
What are some of the green projects that we have that we're currently working on trying to get started?
Yeah, the Environmental Sustainability Task Force, which is again the officially sanctioned group or task force for the college, is trying to network all these other groups. Like the classified staff have their own green group, their own green team. The students have their green team, and then there are other bodies too. So there are lots of projects going on right now. The students, we had a discussion a number of months ago about preparing a list of, or a selection of what we call white papers. Yes. You know, these single papers, right, that were put together that just was a one-page summary of a project idea. And so we've got everything from these tour, you know, these field trip kinds of ideas that we would be putting together, environmental economists and business people and science people and ethicists, and put all these students together and go and visit these various kinds of wonderfully, you know, environmentally sensitive places that are doing good work. So there's a project like that, all the way to greening up our curriculum, starting in a program that studies photovoltaic cells and works with electricity and alternative energy sources. We're working on a number of just simple recycling issues. So we want to develop a website that has just tips and hints, and also points to various other great sites. So those are all projects that are coming to us. Very few of them originate with the Environmental Sustainability Task Force. I want to make sure that that the model is understood. That group is basically working to bring ideas in, get ideas out, and help organize the vision of lots of wonderful people. But those are some of the projects that we're working on now. I know there's a project that has to do with landscaping. We're talking about should we and how do we plant more indigenous plants at IVC, plants that were growing here, you know, 100 years ago, and where do we need to make good decisions? President Rockmore's got a really wonderful project going with the physical plant in terms of trees, and as we continue to plant trees, whether we're replacing old dead ones or ones that are not functional anymore, not serving their purpose, or overgrown, we're replacing them with trees that are indigenous to this part of California. So a very deliberate effort is being made to make good decisions about our plantings. So that's something that's going on right now. There are some other kinds of projects going on with the faculty in terms of working on greenhouses and horticulture. All sorts of we're even talking about utilizing some additional property to help develop a recycling composting center experiment. And the idea is that we put these learning labs, these learning centers around the campus where people can see those trees, that composting, that water recycling, those indigenous plants, and use it as a lab as well as a place for the public to come and observe the kinds of projects we're working on.
It sounds like there are many great projects lined up, and I wanted to ask, what is one main end goal that you would like to see come from all of these projects?
Oh.
Concerning the community, maybe, of Irvine Valley College or even Southern Orange County? Well,
I think we definitely have in our mission to be a role model, to be a leader. As an academic institution and a community, the community's college, our goal is to try to establish a wonderful place where people can come and learn about, experience, see, get resources and ideas to help change their lives. So part of it is starting as early as child care and having people begin to learn about environmental sustainability from a very young age, to meeting the needs of older populations or just community members who may or may not have any direct association with Irvine Valley College. So we want to be able to meet all of those needs. And to be a role model and a trend setter is something we're going to have to work hard at doing, because it takes a real commitment and investment. So I'm not holding out for things to happen quickly, but to happen deliberately with lots of good dialogue, good conversation, and good action. We'll test lots of these projects in a very effective, efficient way, a little at a time, and as we continue, it'll be a great growth model. It won't happen overnight. We've got lots of work to do. I also know that we want in our building construction in the future, as we begin to continue to remodel and build, we're looking at LEED certified buildings. These are buildings that are certified for the use of recycled materials, or for the way that they recycle the air, or the way that they heat and cool, or the building materials inside, or using recycled carpeting, or the furniture. So all of those things, those are big things, and those things we'll be working on for years and decades to come. And the president and the administration and the students and the faculty are really committed to moving in that direction. We're all just kind of waiting to see, how that's going to happen, but it will happen.
And it's already started to happen on our campus.
Yes.
And due to great efforts. Okay, well, Dr. Gatewood, I would like to say thank you for joining us today on Green Time.
My pleasure, Bianca. Thank you.
It was wonderful hearing all of the lovely information that you had to give us, and hearing how far along Irvine Valley College is moving in terms of sustainability.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice having you today.
Thanks.
Thank you, President Glenn Rockmore and Dr. David Gatewood, for your insightful information and ongoing support for the Green Team Alliance. And now I would like to take this time and opportunity to thank you for joining us on Green Time. For more information about upcoming meetings, projects, and events, contact us at our email address, ivcgreenteam@gmail.com. The entire community is invited, so come join us and get green.